Load the narrow on me, I'm a shooter. Got that barrel on me, I got.
Now let me ask you this. Why do you think people hate teal and orange? The answer is simple. There's too much garbage out there, okay? People don't like to learn, they just like to do things. But when it comes to creating a modern day teal and orange, as we can see in Joker, John Wick, Mad Max, these are the movies that do it right, okay? And that's what a lot of beginners try to do, but they don't have the skill set to do it right. Well, in this video, we're gonna change that. I'm gonna start off by showing you the wrong way first, so you know not to make those mistakes, and then we're gonna do it the pro way. And the way I'm gonna create this look, you can save it as a power grade and then use it on your future projects. If you're a beginner filmmaker who wants to make their work stand out, color grading is one of the most effective ways to do that. If you're coming from Premiere Pro or Final Cut 10, then looking at a node-based software like Resolve will just confuse the heck out of you. In this free training, you're not only gonna learn everything about nodes, you will also learn to build the perfect node tree regardless of the project that you're working on. I will end the session with an extended Q&A. These questions came from you guys. Click the link in the description to sign up for this free training. Now guys, if you're enjoying the content, you know what to do. Smash that like button, subscribe to my channel for more awesomeness. Make sure you're following me on Instagram, and let's roll the intro. Let's get this party started. So first, I'm gonna play as a beginner, and then I'm gonna show you the pro way. And for our beginner, I'm gonna give him a benefit of the doubt, okay? This right here is considered a hero frame, and our beginner usually wouldn't even be parked here because that's not the thing that they would usually do. So I'm gonna try to set everything up the same way as a pro would do, just so we have a level playing field, okay? And it will make more sense. So let's go under the project settings, and here we're gonna choose color managed, and I'm gonna select DaVinci Wide Gamut. If you guys have any questions to why I'm selecting this, I've already done a video on that, so go check that out. Let's go ahead and hit save. And when we do that, nothing really happens, right? Nothing really changes. So we know that this footage is from red. So I'm gonna go ahead, right click here, and I'm gonna go under input color space, and I'm gonna go ahead and select the red gamut, a wide gamut, and then log 3 G10. As soon as we do that, we have a proper Rec 709 conversion. So like I said, a beginner wouldn't know all these things, but I'm just going to give them the benefit of the doubt because I want to keep my focus on the teal and orange execution more than anything else for this video, okay? So it doesn't get confusing. The biggest mistake that most of the beginners make is that they don't have a proper node tree structure, and that's why I did an entire free training, link is down below, that you guys should absolutely check out. It'll turn you into a freaking node tree ninja. Everybody should be watching that before watching my videos, okay? But first thing a beginner would do is he's gonna start with exposure, right? So let's go into our primaries, and he will start with his lift, and he'll bring it down. He'll take his gain and he'll raise it up. And, you know, he'll open up the image because that's just what beginners do. Like, you just want to max out your range here, right? So you'll do something like that, and you'll be like, okay, this is looking pretty good. So now a beginner will open a new node, and he will jump right into creating the look. So he'll take his lift and bring it down toward that, you know, teal kind of situation. And then he'll take his gain and he'll raise it up to add that orange, right? So he'll do something like that. And then he'll keep pushing his teal, and then he'll keep pushing his orange, do something like that. Now, you know, on YouTube, it might look cool, especially on a small screen. But once I punch in and you look at what's really going on and all the degradation that's happening and how the hair is looking green instead of black, and then all this noise that we have coming in just because we're doing unnecessary push and pull on our image. And then look at what's going on with the scope. And ultimately, look at what's happening to our vector scope. The middle point represents balance. Look how far off it is. And this is what gives our teal and orange a bad name, okay? So people don't know how to create it, so they just go, hey, I'm sick and tired of seeing it. Then you watch a movie like Tenet and you're like, this looks great. So if I punch in and look at this, see, there's so many new colors that we introduced by how this image was pushed. And that is the rookie way of creating a teal and orange look. Okay, so if I do before and after, somebody, like I said, might say, well, it is a big change and a rookie came a long way. That's pretty cool. But you won't know until you see the pro version. So let's stop talking and jump right in. Obviously, there's different ways to do it. This is just my process. Okay, so first node is going to be our highlights. I'm going to start off by structuring my node tree. And guys, again, you got to check out that training because I'm telling you, if you don't know what goes where, it's going to throw your entire grade off, and going from shot to shot is going to be a disaster. Okay, so you really need to understand a proper node tree structure. It's a free training. Link is down below. This one, I'm going to call it printer lights. And if you guys want to see a video on printer lights, let me know. I'm going to put something together for you, okay? This is going to be my primaries, and then right here, we're going to have our teal and orange correction, and you'll know what that means. And then this is going to be our teal and orange look, and then we're going to have a look adjustment, and our next node is going to be tried and tested glow, and then we're going to have grain. Okay, so this is our setup. We're going to start off with our primaries. So first thing that I'm going to do is go under my offset, bring my image down a little bit, not too much, something like that. Now I'm going to go under my contrast. I'm going to juice it up, okay? And I'm going to keep it somewhere around here. I'm going to take my offset. I'm going to raise it up a little bit. I want the image to breathe a little bit when I'm creating this look. My focus right now is just on his skin. Where do I want his skin to be? And now let's give it a little bit more contrast, not too much, something like that is good. And let's leave this here. Now I'm going to go back into my printer lights. And like I said, if you want to see a video, let me know. Basically, I'm going to be messing with these right now, okay? But I'm messing it on my panel. So what do we see on this image? There's way too much magenta. So let's subtract some magenta by adding green. And as soon as I go boom, 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 3, and our image is already looking pretty good. Now, red is down here. We can bring it up. So I'm going to hit red once. Let's hit it twice. That's too much. So I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to keep it somewhere around here. So our image, just by a couple of strokes, we were able to balance our image. I mean, look at this, before and after. Okay, that's the beauty and that's the power of printer lights. And if you want to see, like I said, a full-fledged video, let me know. So this is where we are right now. Already off to a great start. A pro would balance their shots first before they go in and create a look. And then they will do, this will be considered a base grade, and they would do that to their entire scene. So everything is balanced, everything is good to go, and then you will create a look. Okay, this will save you a lot of time in the long run. So now we're gonna go under our lift and lift gamma gain, our primaries, just like the amateur did it, but we're gonna approach it differently. So I'm going to start with my lift, and I'm going to start adding some of that teal, right? So just like really go there, right? It's okay. And now I'm going to subtract that. So the amateur used his gain to subtract and add orange. I'm going to use my gamma, okay? And I'm going to explain to you why that is, but let's just do that first. So I'm going to take my gamma up and try to get the skin back in right where I want it, something like that. And then I'm going to take my lift and keep bringing it down, something like this, right? So keep it somewhere around here. I'm being a bit extreme with this, okay? So that's okay. And now I'm going to take my gamma again, and I'm going to subtract some of that green that we're adding by adding a little bit of magenta here. And I'm going to keep it somewhere around here. So this is not very different than what the amateur was doing, right? I mean, we can do at least this. So let's see. I'm going to keep it somewhere around here. That's okay. Okay. So why do I have the corrector node? Because that's the difference. That's what differentiates the pro from the amateur. We're going to go into our log wheels, and I'm going to take my shadow. And here's the thing that you need to understand before I even do this. Anchors, okay? And I break up my anchors into 3 different categories: blacks, whites, and skin tones. So as long as my blacks look black and as long as my whites look white and my skin looks somewhat similar to what it's supposed to be, now that's going to change if you're shooting something in mixed lighting, RGB lighting, something like that. But outside of that, if the skin looks somewhat proper, hair looks black if it's black, and then white looks white, then everything else that I do in between, I can sell you that look. That's what Hollywood does to us all the time, okay? And that's what makes your look feel mature and expensive compared to a cheap look, which we can see in our amateur's grade. So I'm going to go take my shadow and I want to cancel that. I want to cancel that green that we had in the hair. And just look at his hair now. So now his hair is looking way better than before. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo this one step. And his hair is looking way better. And not only that, if I do before and after, look how much it helped the skin just by pulling that out, okay? So this is where we're sitting right now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my midtone and I'm going to start adding more orange into his skin. Something like that. This is for the sake of this exercise, right? Like I'm just really pushing it to kind of give you a sense of like what we're going for here. So this is where we're at. And we corrected our black points. So now our blacks are looking black, our whites look white, and our skin looks really, really good. I mean, this is before the correction. This is after the correction. Okay, so this is correcting that. Now what we need to do is I'm going to go under my look adjustment and let's give our look a bit more juice, right? So we can do it multiple ways. We can do the editable spline ways, add a little pop into our shot, but I will just keep it simple. I'm going to go under my lift gamma gain. I'm going to take my lift and I'm going to pull it down. I'm going to pull it down to something like this. We need to realize that it's an African-American gentleman, so his skin is kind of dark, right? So we don't want to keep it too bright. So I'm going to keep it somewhere around here. And we're looking pretty good. Okay, this is not looking bad at all. So I'm going to keep it somewhere around here. And now I'm going to go ahead and type in glow, drop that on. And all I'm going to do here is soft light, take that all the way back, and I'm going to take my spread all the way back. And it creates this crazy, the movie 300 sort of effect. Like, look, it just pops our dude out, right, from the background. So that's too much. I'm going to go under my blend and I'm going to blend it in. So I'm going to mess around with it until I'm happy. So even something like that is looking pretty good. And at that point, our image is like really popping. Everything is looking good. I'm going to go in my highlights. I'm going to hit Shift H so we can see what we're selecting. And I'm just going to go ahead and start selecting the top end of my frame, something like that. I actually do want to select his shoulder and a little more to like really add more depth into my image. I'm going to go back into my highlight slider and I'm going to start pulling that down. And I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going for extreme because what it's doing is that it's bringing that teal back in even more. So it's kind of helping me out here. I'm going to keep it somewhere around here. And I feel like we can just make the image pop a little bit more. So this time I will go in here and use my editable splines and do this. And let's pop it up a little bit here. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to pull this down. Not too much. So even something like this, right? So this is what we got. Now, if some of you want to see a more extreme teal and orange, we can do that, right? So like I can go back in here now because my no tree is set up properly. I have the flexibility to kind of go in and mess around with it. So I can now go in here, take my lift and kind of just take it more toward that like crazy, crazy green, right? And what am I doing right now? If I take you here, right? This is from Joker. And I pull this up. You can see how extreme this teal and orange is. And you can see what's happening here. The red, the green, the blue. And we have a similar thing going on here, right? Red, green, blue. So what I can do now is that I can go back under my corrector and just pull my green down a little bit and lift my blue up a little bit to really get this kind of thing going on, right? And we're still creating our own flare on top of it. We're not going for that. Like obviously with Jill, she kept her greens up top here too to like really have like greens sit in there. We're not going for that. We're going more for like a Tenet, or think of like Blade Runner. You know, you would see something like that in those movies. So we're kind of going for that. So I'm gonna keep that here. But to me, this is looking pretty good. Now, ultimately, like I said, if you do want to bring a little bit of yellow or green in here, you can easily do that by going under here. And I will just take my gain right here. And let me go back in there. And I will just take my blue gain and I will start bringing that down. And look what it does when I bring it down, right? So obviously we don't have to do it too much because I don't want to make it artificial, but that's just to kind of give you an idea to how much we can control our grade just by doing that. Now I want to kind of split the difference. I don't want to do too much of that. I think I can bring it down a little bit. That's okay. And then overall, we can, if we want to stylize the image a little bit and just keep it classy, we can go under our curves and I can take my red saturation and kind of pull it down to like really stylize our look, right? So I can do the same thing with yellow and kind of pull it down, not too much. And that just creates a really interesting look. So guys, look at this. It's that, right? It's all of this to create a very finesse, very clean look. And then once you have it, you save it and then you use it whenever you want. There's no qualifiers used. There's barely we're using HSL curves. I mean, it's not necessary, but if you want to, I mean, this is the kind of look you can slap it on anything and use it as a power grade. And that's it. Now you have the ultimate teal and orange modern day look. So if we compare this to what the amateur created, which is right here. I mean, look at that. And we're not even done yet, right? So, I mean, we still have to throw on a grain and then that's going to add so much magic once we have that on there. And I'm going to go for the pretty aggressive archival print. And you should be able to see this. Okay, so if I do this, and if I do before, look at this right here, after. Look at this right there. Before, after. It just makes it look so good. So once again, I mean, if we go to amateurs look and look at the anchors, right, all over the place. Like, look at, we're introducing this weird orange right here. What's happening with the hand there? Hair is green, then black. There's so much artifacting going on right here. I mean, just look at that, right? And we don't have any of this in this look. And look how mature this look really, really is. So let's kill all of this and see where we started to where we ended up. So we started with our primaries, just did a proper exposure and then went in and used my printer lights to balance my image and then created our base teal and orange using our lift gamma gain. And then this is where the magic happened. And I told you the power of anchors and how we were able to put everything back together. And then look adjustment did a lot of work for us. Okay, I mean, this is really making the entire look extremely sophisticated. Used glow to like really pop the image. Like, look at how it's just making this entire image 3D. And then added the grain, and then highlights really helped soften the roll off on the top end. I think it does a lot. I mean, look at this. This just makes it look like film. Makes it look so good. So this is our final look. Let's check it out on full screen.
Pull up on some yellow cap street shit. Faded off the sand, you be sneaking. Tell me where you be at in the nighttime. Baby, hit me on that lifeline. Damn, I love your bad Americano body. Ferragamo on me. Probably let the party know De Niro on me. I'ma shoot. Got that barrel on me. I got.
So as you can see, there's so many different variations in the teal and orange world. And once you do it right, you can start playing around with it, right? Like, do you want a little bit more cyan than say green? Whatever the flavor is, whatever the story calls for, you can apply these similar techniques to your project. And trust me, as I mentioned, you really need to learn how a proper node tree works in DaVinci Resolve and what each node does. And to find out more about that, link is down below. The training is absolutely free, so check it out. And on that note, please smash that like button, subscribe to my channel for more awesomeness, and I will see you guys in the next video.